A warm welcome to the newsroom with Fidelia Aguncha. Ahead of the reopening of schools for graduating students across the country, the Nigeria Union of Teachers (NUT) has charged the federal government and stakeholders in the sector to provide personal protective equipment for both teachers and students. NUT Secretary General Mike Ike-Ekene made the demand in an interview on Monday. They also charged the government to guarantee the provision of running water and soap in all schools to ensure the safety of both teachers and students. The federal government had on Monday announced that students in graduating classes can return to school on August 4th to prepare for their WAEC examination, which is coming up on August 17. Schools and learning institutions across Nigeria have been shut down for months as part of measures to contain the spread of the coronavirus pandemic. The federal government has extended the second phase of the eased lockdown in the country by 1 week, retaining guidelines earlier issued for the initial 4-week period. Abbas Mustafa, chairman of the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19, who announced the decision, said the extension is to accommodate the Salah festivities, after which the lockdown relaxation would be reviewed. He also revealed that the process of submitting the 6th interim report and recommendations to President Muhammadu Buhari for the next step had commenced and is at an advanced stage. Nigeria has recorded 829 recovered COVID-19 patients within the last 24 hours. This is the country's highest figure of daily recoveries yet. It brings to 18,203 the total number of recovered patients across the 36 states and Federal Capital Territory. However, the number of new infections also recorded an increase on Monday, making it the highest number of cases in about 1 week since July 18, when the country recorded 653 new cases. According to the update by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and CDC, 648 new samples tested positive in 20 states and the Federal Capital Territory. With 2 new fatalities, the death toll currently stands at 860, while out of a total of 41,180 confirmed infections, 22,117 people still have the virus. The International Monetary Fund (IMF) has approved $4.3 billion loan to support South Africa's response to the impact of the coronavirus pandemic on its economy. It is the largest emergency disbursement for any country yet to assist the fight against the pandemic. Finance Minister Tito Mboweni said the money would be used for economic recovery alongside COVID-19 interventions, which include supporting the country's fragile public health system and helping frontline health workers. South Africa is the hardest hit country on the continent, with nearly 450,000 confirmed COVID-19 cases. The country recently received loans from the New Development Bank and the Africa Development Bank, totaling nearly $1.3 billion to respond to the pandemic. A group of unions representing Brazilian health workers have urged the International Criminal Court (ICC) to investigate President Jair Bolsonaro's government for crimes against humanity over its handling of the coronavirus pandemic. Brazil has the world's highest number of coronavirus cases and deaths after the United States. The umbrella group on Monday filed a complaint to the court accusing the government of being criminally negligent in its management of the COVID-19 pandemic, thereby risking the lives of health professionals and of members of the Brazilian society. Bolsonaro has downplayed the pandemic, comparing the virus to a little flu and attacking stay-at-home measures imposed by local authorities to contain it. Brazil has recorded almost 2.44 million coronavirus cases and more than 87,000 related deaths. Let's take a break here to bring you more stories. Stay with us. Two members of the Senate have denied allegations of benefiting from contracts of the Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC). Senate Chairman on Niger Delta Affairs Peter Nwobushi and his colleague from Niger Delta South District James Manager denied the accusations on Monday in separate statements. This followed claims by Minister of Niger Delta Affairs Godswill Akpabio that 60% of NDDC contracts were awarded to members of the National Assembly. The allegation by the minister had sparked outrage on the part of the lawmakers, who dared him to mention the names of those who benefited from the said contract. The federal government has met with the leadership of the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors over the planned industrial action of the medical practitioners. The conciliation meeting, which held on Monday in Abuja, the nation's capital, ended with high expectations that the planned strike would be shelved. At the discussion, the Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige, who convened the meeting, gave an assurance that the government would address the issues raised by the doctors. This comes 2 days after the resident doctors issued a 3-week ultimatum to the federal government to address the issues raised by the union or risk a nationwide strike action on August 17. Chairman of the People's Democratic Party Abia State Chapter, Johnson Onwigbo, has died. Though details of his death are still quite sketchy, sources say he died on Monday morning. While the cause of his death is yet to be disclosed, his body has been deposited at a mortuary in Umuahia. Onwigbo was on May 12 appointed interim chairman of the party for 3 months following the expiration of his tenure. He, however, died a few days to the end of his interim administration. Gombe State Governor Muhammadu Inuwa Yahaya has signed the revised 2020 budget into law. The document tagged Budget of Change was recently reviewed from the initial 130.8 billion naira to 107 billion naira. Inuwa Yahaya said revising the appropriation law to face current reality became necessary to enable the government review its priority areas. He said despite the downward review of the budget, the state government ensures that health, education, agriculture, and other critical sectors remain the top priorities of the state. The federal government has declared Thursday, July 30 and Friday, July 31st as public holidays to mark this year's Eid al-Kabir celebration. This was disclosed in a statement issued on Tuesday by the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Interior, Georgina Ehuaria. According to the statement, Minister of Interior Rauf Arigbesola congratulated Muslim faithful and all Nigerians both at home and abroad on the occasion. The minister stressed that the federal government will continue to foster peaceful coexistence, national cohesion, stability in its march towards actualizing the nation's full potential. Let's take a break here to bring you business stories and more.
In the last 3 years, we have built a multi-purpose center, which is the envy of all in our constituency. And I can tell you that the people who are living there are already enjoying it.
Guy, do you think what this man just said is true? See, I seriously doubt. I'm sure it's one of those their silly lies.
And wait, do you know there's a way to find out if these things he's saying is true or not? This is the Construct app. It gives people like us a sure way to track implementation of constituency projects. It gives valid and verified information on location of projects, amounts allocated, amount funded, the level of job done, and even the profiles of concerned legislators. You and I can post directly on this app.
Are you serious?
This is the Go-To app if you want to know how our Commonwealth is being expanded by the government.
Wow. Let's even see if what this man said is true. Show me.
The Construct app is developed by Other People Nigeria with support from USAID and is available on both Google Play Store and Apple Store.
And it's true.
Of course, I told you.
Welcome back. Let's talk business. An independent panel of experts headed by former Irish President Mary Robinson has cleared the beluga leader of the Africa Bank of Development, Akinwumi Adesina, of corruption allegations. Adesina became the first Nigerian to helm the AFDB in 2015, but a 15-page report earlier this year claimed that under his watch, the bank had been tarred by poor governance, impunity, personal enrichment and favoritism. The panel of 3 experts led by Robinson alongside Gambia's Chief Justice Hassan Jallow and the World Bank Integrity Vice President Leonard McCarthy cleared addition of all charges alleged by whistleblowers. The former Nigerian finance minister had always stated that he was innocent of these charges. The federal government has lifted the ban placed on executive jet services for flouting COVID-19 guidelines by flying Naira Marley to Abuja for a concert. Speaking during the briefing of the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 on Monday, Sirika said the company has complied substantially with the sanctions imposed on them. The minister on June 15 had announced that the charter jet company was suspended indefinitely for flying the artist to Abuja for a concert when the flight was approved for a different purpose. But in its defense, the company's chief executive officer, Sam Uwajoku, said it approved the flight when it saw the name Fashola Babatunde and said it thought it was the Minister of Works and Housing. Former Malaysian Prime Minister Najib Razak has been found guilty of all 7 charges in the first of several multi-million-dollar corruption trials. The case centers around the One Malaysia Development Bernard, a sovereign wealth fund set up in 2009 when he was in office. Razak is accused of diverting an estimated $9.8 million from SRC International, a unit of the 1MDB, into his personal bank account. The accusations played a big part in his election defeat in 2018, and the new government swiftly reopened investigations into the scandal. A separate trial that began last August alleged that the ex-prime minister illicitly obtained $550 million from 1MDB between 2011 and 2014. He's facing 21 counts of money laundering and 4 of abuse of power, but denies any wrongdoing. Super Eagles defender Semi Ajayi has been nominated by West Brom's Player of the Year award for West Brom's Player of the Year award. Ajayi joined the Baggies in the summer from League 2 side Rotherham United. The 26-year-old scored 5 goals in 43 league appearances for the Baggies to help them gain promotion to the English Premier League. A total of 14 West Brom players are up for the award, and the list includes players who have made at least 23 appearances in the Sky Bet Championship. That's the latest from the newsroom. Many thanks for joining us. Bye for now.